And a warm welcome from St Mary's Church in East Bergholt. We're just inside the Suffolk border from Essex. And this fine old church was built around the year 1350 during the 100 Years' War. Hello, good sir.
Good morning, and a blessing upon you, my son.
Same to you.
Yes,
Is it Cardinal Wolsey?
It is Cardinal Wolsey, yes. I was born in Ipswich.
A local lad to
Oh yes,
Suffolk.
my father was a butcher, and although I have risen to being the second highest person in the country after dear King Henry, the aristocracy that tended to live in things like Old Hall and such things, they were not very enamoured by the fact that I am the son of a butcher. Henry VIII was a great supporter of me, and I, with my influence, was able to help to raise money to build these magnificent churches, the wall churches, but I failed to get, I went to see the Pope and failed to get Henry to have his annulment of his first marriage to Catherine of Aragon, and it was clear that I was going to be tried for treason, and so the money dried up. They'd only got the tower to this height.
So, could we go inside and have a look at how far the builders got
Yes, most certainly.
with your wonderful tower?
Yes. Good morning and blessings upon you.
Thank you.
They had already bought all of the bells, and they thought the tower would be finished, but it never was. And so they were stuck with this dilemma: what do they do with the bells? And they decided to build a wooden cage and put the bells in there and ring them by literally grabbing hold of the bells. And that was just a little temporary measure until such time as the wool merchants, of which there were many in East Bergholt at the time, thought they would be contributing to this church. But the wool trade went bad, and so nobody ever managed to find the money to do it.
What a shame.
It is. They built a bell cage over that corner, but there was a big house there, and it's still there. The old hall, and Old Hall, the lord of the manor there, felt they were a little too loud for his family.
Okay.
So he paid to have it moved around here.
Can we have a look where the present position is now?
Yes, certainly.
If you lead the way. So today, Cardinal Wolsey, you're remembering the 500th anniversary of
Oh yes,
when you started the tower.
absolutely. And we are still trying to raise money for the church, but I don't think anybody believes that we should build the tower. But we do need to repair the roof and things of that nature. And so all of these wonderful people from the village and around have come here with the aim of raising money for the church and to celebrate the fact that for 500 years
I had been told to expect you.
this temporary measure of blessings upon you, for 500 years the bells have just been rung by hand, and I'm sure they will be rung or have been rung today or later, and they're rung every week, twice a week. Beautiful, fabulous bells, the heaviest set of 5 ringable bells in the country, and still being rung as they were 500 years ago. So we thought it was appropriate that we celebrate that time when the tower wasn't completed, but the decision to build the bell cage was, and it was, and we're now very proud of it.
Thank you, Cardinal Wolsey, for your time. It's very interesting.
You're-
And I shall capture the sound of these bells, if
I'm
if you give me permission.
I'm sure you will, and a blessing being upon you.
Yeah, and thank you, and also
Thank
to
you.
you. Bye.
But
John first before he starts
I was watching. When you marry somebody, the ears come as a separate bargain. Have you noticed that? The ears come later with men. No, ears. No, they don't listen, do they, these men?
For 3 in a row means we can take one off.
You're his wife. This one, you have different...
May I ask you, good lady?
Hi.
How are you doing?
I fare well, and you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Hi.
I'm waiting for the bell ringers.
And at what hour of the clock will they be ringing?
I believe before F2F.
Ah.
Is that right?
Well, we are hoping that mayhap you will tell us when they are about to ring, for we are sitting beside them, and they do chime right well,
Loud.
and yet loudly. And in truth, I'm a little deaf in this, but not so much that I won't hear the bells.
Could you tell me a little bit about your lovely sort of dress? Is it a dress?
Hi, this is an English gown. It is called an English loose gown, for I can just put it on as you would a coat and then fasten it with the ribbons, and you'll notice that there is just one loop on the ribbon, for that is how we tie our bows. And underneath is the kirtle, and that is sleeveless, but it is a full length gown, and under that is my linen with black work, and this the Queen did bring over from Spain.
Oh, okay.
Black work, and she makes her King Henry's shirts, and she does the black work on his shirts. It is very fashionable. And this is the gown that I'm travelling in, for I'm from pilgrimage from the Lady Shrine in Ipswich.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Hi.
Thank you.
Fare you well.
The barber surgeon, right? Barber surgeon. If there's anything that ails you,
That doesn't look too.
That doesn't look too good.
if you have anything that ails you, if I cannot
He's got
cure
bad
it,
knee.
I'll cut it off.
I've got
for
bad
you.
knee.
Bad
Can
knee?
you cut it down there?
I'll take it off for you if you will. Aye.
What are you going to use? This one?
Oh.
It's a bit dodgy.
No, that one first.
If I try to go
Oh, it's
through,
for the skin. That's for the bone, isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
this is
Have you just done that with a hand? Use that one. What is this then?
Could I? I mean, I would look at this first.
Not good.
Well, no, there is
So the other connection with this church is John Constable, who was born and grew up around these parts, and he painted the Hay Wain, which is a short walk from here. If you visit the cemetery, his parents, I found out, are actually buried here. So when talking about John Constable lived close by, well, he was born miles or so down the road there at Flatford Mill. The church is where that blue car is. And straight ahead, this used to be where his house was that he grew up in. So, what does the Tudor period mean to you?
What it means is something which has never ever really gone out of fashion, and Tudor fashions have influenced everything for centuries, and we had the finest queen, well, almost the finest. We've just had the finest queen, but we
Good answer.
then had the finest queen we could possibly have. And I should point out, as you're talking about heat, in the 16th century there was a minor ice age, so people wore more clothes, and we've now got the opposite. But if we're being true Tudors, Elizabethans, we can't.
Absolutely.
Have less clothes.
So, if you don't mind me asking, the period costume you're wearing, what would that sort of designate? Are you nobility?
Oh yes, we're all very posh in these sorts of frocks, because it's expensive material, it's jewellery, the colours are expensive colours to produce, And our lady here is a visitor from the Low Countries.
Oh.
So she is wearing a townswoman's costume.
Very
The Low
fine indeed.
Countries.
So this lady would be from one of the villages, and you'd be from one of
From
the
a
halls?
court.
From a court?
From a court, or,
Okay.
yes, or one of the stately homes.
So I should have bowed.
Well, absolutely.
Okay. So today, what are you doing? Have you got a role? Are you...
We don't actually take on a personality as such, because we're modern people, but we know quite a lot about this period. And we shall be performing some dances of the period
Lovely.
after the bells have finished ringing.
Okay, well I'll see you then. And your ladies,
Please.
and I don't know how I'd address this, because she's not a lady, is that?
This lady? No.
A common folk lady.
Sorry. She's not very common at all.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I've got myself in trouble. Anyway, I'll let you get on with it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
How are you?
Here he is.
So what did you say?
He might be.
But were they made in that chapel? You're not.
Yes, she's in the town. She's in church.
You're like desperate to see what's going on.
Yeah, but it's interesting, isn't it?
It is interesting. That's why we're here.
We've had a nice morning.
Yeah,
afternoon.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck with the sound. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah,
It's
I
about
can't
8
remember
minutes.
it now.
Ten is up.
Four's up.
Three's up.
He goes 1, 2,
3.
4.
Is it okay if I come and chat with the captain? Is that all right?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
You're right.
Sweaty mess.
A sweaty mess.
Yeah.
It's hard work.
Almost had it.
You're right, captain. And bell ringer.
He's a tail ringer as well.
Oh, tail ringer.
He's a double ringer.
So how was that for you guys? I mean, that was something else.
Well, Neil had the hardest one. That's the heaviest bell, but he did really well, didn't you? Very well, Neil. Really
what the heaviest one's in the centre?
Yeah, the tenor. Yeah, that's what sort of regulators.
So that's the tenor, is it?
That one in the middle's the tenor, and that regulates the tempo. And we all follow. So if the tenor moves, we all move.
So what does the tenor weigh? I mean, I read that the whole combined weight was about 4 1/4 tons.
Ton and a quarter.
So that's a ton and a quarter on
Yeah,
its own.
like an old family saloon car.
Yeah, well it is.
The old ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Ton and a quarter.
So is that the longest sort of time that you ring the bells for?
Normally.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
about 8
normally.
minutes.
Yeah, about 8 minutes. Yeah. When we do a peel, we can't do too many. It's a hunt, isn't it? That sometimes can be just a bit less, I think, isn't it? Really, that's never. Not a lot longer than that.
Right,
It's
okay.
hard work on your back on the heavy
Yeah,
ones.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And it's a safety thing as well, isn't it? You've got to be
Yeah, that's okay.
responsive, haven't you?
Yeah, it is. That's right.
Do you mind, like, if I ask how do you actually train to regulate, you know, swinging, not using one arm and sort of leaning over it?
What's new?
It's practice, repetition.
And a nut.
Yeah.
So it's basically it. So is there a certain technique that you're shown how to?
There is the technique for ringing.
Yeah.
And then once you can master the art of being safe to ring a bell by yourself, then we'll put you between 2 other bells. So there'll be 3 bells ringing with the learner in the middle.
Right, okay.
And then they've got to try and keep evenly spaced between the 2 others.
Right, okay.
So you tend to learn on the 3rd, which is the one right over there out of the way, purely because that's got the biggest gap between the headstock and the frame, just in case you were to make a slight mistake. Then
So
once
when you're talking about the gap, that's basically here.
the gap is between, this is the headstock, and that's the frame.
Right.
And obviously the 3rd has got the biggest gap. You
Right.
can almost put an arm through it.
Okay, so it gives you a
Although it's
bit of
not advised.
margin.
Yeah, if you make a mistake, you've got a little bit of gap. The 4th is literally down to millimetres in places. So if you mess up there, you've lost your arm.
So for that one, it'd be the most experienced bell ringers, would it?
Not really. Once you've learned on the 3rd and you're sort of signed off as a ringer, you can sort of move around and ring any of the bells. They've all got their own unique character, and they're all slightly different.
All right. Well, enjoy the rest of the day. You've got another session later, haven't you?
Yeah, once we've recovered.
Then after that, you can have a beer.
That's it. That's the plan.
All right. Thanks for talking to us anyway.
No.
Thank you. Bye.
Enjoy it.
That's called Mary.
This is Mary. Yeah.
That's Mary, and that weighs about what?
About a ton and a quarter. So it's a
Ton and a
small-
quarter?
Small family car, something like that.
Oh my goodness.
And obviously that's the 3rd, so it's the 3rd heaviest. 2 more on, and full description you can see.
So that's a smaller bell in the distance, isn't it?
That's number 2.
That's number 2.
The
See.
tenor is in the middle here.
That's the big
heaviest
heavy
bell.
one, yeah.
And you see probably to push that one off, you have to lie down across that beam to the right hand side.
Oh, here?
Yeah. To get enough purchase on it to push it up off onto its balance.
Is that why it's all sort of shiny?
That's why it's all.
Because I've been doing
And
that.
then the treble is over at the top there, and that's the number 1 in the middle there.
Right, yeah.
And then number 4 over here on the right hand side.
So you're telling me that people have been ringing these bells since 1531?
Yeah.
On that bit of timber?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, isn't it? When you think about
It's
it.
amazing when you think about it, yeah.
I'm impressed with that.
And most of the timbers will be a lot older than that because they'll have been from ships and things like that.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
barns and so on to build the frame.
Oh, thank you very much. Must say that was something special. Hello ladies, well done. It's 27 degrees Celsius on my
and we're
phone.
not even sweating.
And you get to see,
You're true Tudors.
you get to see me in my other gown because you saw me in my
Oh,
burgundy
yes,
one,
yes,
didn't you?
I did.
Yes.
Yes, I did. You got your posh one on today.
Yeah, we got the other
this
one
is
on
not
today.
handmade, is it?
Yes.
Oh, it is.
They all are.
They all are. Not the same machine in sight. Sorry.
And the this black work
Yep.
embroidery is Maria's speciality.
Oh, wow,
So
you really are talented.
You'll see several people with black work.
This
Yes,
Fish.
embroidery.
embroidery.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. How long did it take you to make all these sort of different gowns?
John's got one. There's 122 hours on that one because I can't remember this one. It's probably the same.
So that'd be a winter sort of job,
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
winter project.
Yeah,
Yeah,
winter
definitely.
project.
Definitely.
Yeah, Peter's is probably about the same.
There we go.
Well, it's very nice watching you dance.
Yeah.
How do you learn this? Is it passed down from somebody?
Talk to this lovely lady. It's her speciality.
Okay.
She pulls her hair out. And
Oh yes, I do. I shout and scream every now and
So
again.
where did you pick it up from? Was it handed down to you?
Yes and no. I went on a summer school
Yeah.
many years ago at Hengrave Hall
Yeah.
in Suffolk, and it was a complete and utter conversion to me because I'd always danced something, all kinds of different dance. And this tied in with my love of history, my languages, because a lot of the manuscripts are in languages, and just the whole thing really. So I just went to more and more courses and learnt more and more, and then became a tin and just carried on from there.
Fantastic.
Just carried on from there.
Well, it paid off. Thank you for demonstrating that for us today. Thank you.
They're all lovely, aren't they? They're so stalwart.
Okay, see you.
I'm trying to keep cool and not thinking about being hot.
Okay.
But when I take this off, I will explode.
Cold bath, I think. So what's you got there? Nice?
That's just water.
Just water?
Yeah, yeah.
So how long have you been dancing like this for?
The historical type dancing?
Yes.
I think about 25 years.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
So what got you into this sort of era?
I was working at Colchester Garrison.
Oh.
And I saw a poster in the library, which was a dance club that was forming up. I think it was might have come out of Colchester University, and we went along. And eventually, all the university people dropped out after a bit, and we've got it called the Old Guard.
Okay, fair enough. So you're what's left from the old times.
Yeah, and we've got lots of new people. There's only a couple of us left over from those years. All the rest have come in from then.
So you're always looking for volunteers, I take it?
Well, I think you've got to have some commitment, because you have to make some costumes, and if you've obviously filmed some of these costumes, you don't hire these. You either have to get someone to make them for you, or you make them yourselves.
Right, so you can't buy these off the rack?
Oh, you can do.
Oh, you can do if you've got the money?
If you've got the money, yes.
Okay, but generally you make your own?
Yeah, I mean that one, my wife made her outfit there, except for the ruffs, and that took her over a year.
Wow. So she's got to try and keep a figure?
She does, and she does it very well.
But I guess that would have been the same in the day, wouldn't it? If it's so expensive to make it, you try not to put more weight on. And
well, that's true, but there was a lots of mending and altering back in those days. You didn't throw anything away.
So you could extend.
And even if it was discarded by the nobility, as we pretend to be, you just passed it down to the lower orders.
Okay. So can I ask you one more question? If you could go back to the Tudor period, what sort of monarch would you'd like to serve under as a sort of dancer, royal dancer?
Well, definitely these are courtly dances, and these were the dances that were done in court with Elizabeth I or with Henry VIII, and possibly a little later with James I or James VI. But I don't think I'd really like to go back to those times.
No,
I'd rather
sounds safe.
I'd rather keep my head. Ask that gentleman over there, he lost his. Okay. No, he didn't. He died. He conveniently died before he lost his head.
That's right. Okay. Right, nice talking to you.
Thank you
good
very
luck.
much.
Good luck later on when you
we've
call
got another
go.
spot later on.
All right, thank you. So with this fine lady who's the actual musician of what we've just been watching, so how did you get into playing these fine instruments for this sort of music?
It was all my dad's fault. He played early music when I was growing up, and I got it from him. He started a band, in fact, and I was the maternity cover. And then we used to play together as a duo. He's retired now, but I've carried on with it.
But the love of music still goes forward.
Absolutely, yeah. He still keeps tabs on what I'm doing. Shares everything that I ever put
Does
on
he really?
Facebook. Yeah.
He'll be probably watching this then. So this is Tudor. So what other sort of periods do you cover?
Go all the way back into the Middle Ages, and I've recently playing Roman and ancient Greek music as well. So the oldest piece that I play these days is from about 200 BC. Had to think about that.
So is it, I mean, ancient music, is it written down anyway?
Yes.
It is?
Yeah, this is the thing that I didn't know until fairly recently. We actually know what the ancient Greeks and the ancient Romans were playing, how they wrote it down. There's not many tunes that have survived. A few of them have survived on the original carved in stone kind of monuments, and some of them were passed down from manuscript to manuscript through the Middle Ages. So some of them, the oldest copy we have is from the 13th century, but the tunes date back to the 2nd. So Chinese whispers a bit.
So that would be King John, wouldn't it? 13th century?
Probably, thereabouts, yeah, something like that.
Have you got a sort of, I mean, all these centuries, have you got a favourite sort of century as such?
15th probably. I think that's like
so early
peak
Tudor.
musically. Yeah, and
Henry VII and so on.
And slightly further back than that, and on mainland Europe as well. So the Burgundians were doing some great stuff in the 15th century, and the Italians.
Now,
yeah, absolutely.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
So you've got an exciting life ahead of you.
Yeah.
All right, well, good luck with your music.
Thank you very much.
Maybe listen to you later. Thank you.
Yeah, nice to see you.
So I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you very much.